Just look at this. Elon Musk is sticking to what he said about both Bitcoin and Dogecoin. He's been being pressed on it a lot after his comments, where he basically called Bitcoin a scam. He said it was, quote, as BS as fiat money. Then he also made a hint that Dogecoin could potentially be the next big thing. The problem is he's wrong for a couple of reasons, and it may not be the reasons you're suspecting. And I love Elon Musk, I think he's awesome. He's right most of the time, but in this specific case, he's not correct. The reason why is because Bitcoin and Dogecoin are tied together when it comes to systems. You need some form of cryptocurrency system in businesses and on online stores in order to be able to accept cryptocurrency. And the same systems that will accept Bitcoin are the ones that are going to be needed to accept Dogecoin and other forms of cryptocurrency as well. So if Bitcoin fails and does not become one of the main forms of currency that people use, then those systems are not going to be in place and people will eventually realize that Dogecoin can't be successful either. However, I think Elon may be wrong when it comes to if Bitcoin will be successful or not. I think there's a decent chance that both Bitcoin and Dogecoin will be successful. Dogecoin as a result of Bitcoin being successful. Bitcoin being successful is the key to unlocking the success of many other cryptocurrencies that are much smaller now, but have a lot of room to grow once those systems are actually implemented and put in place. The governments across the world are proving over and over again that they're not very good when it comes to managing money, not going into debt, and doing the things you're supposed to do as a government. They're not good at that. Special interests and all these other things that are pulling them this way and that way. So Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies do have a slot to go into. My personal guess, and it is a guess because it's impossible to know for sure, but there's a lot of backing behind that. There's a lot of information that I looked into first, and I've done a lot of research. But my personal suspicion and assumption is that Bitcoin will continue to go up to some degree and eventually become a more stable form of currency than people are expecting. And at that point, we will also see the other cryptocurrencies, some of them at least, not all of them. Dogecoin could be an example, also go up some. To some degree, if he's saying it's a scam because he doesn't think it's going to go up to 50,000 or 100,000, he could be correct on that. There's a decent chance it will never go up to that amount. However, there's also a decent chance it will go up to that amount. I don't think it's fair to say right now that it's a scam because we honestly don't know for sure yet, but I have a lot of confidence in Bitcoin. I have a lot of confidence in Dogecoin because I see the potential uses and value for it moving forward in a system and in multiple systems across the world where the governments are failing to do their jobs. So the people actually have to step in and say, you know what, we're going to actually start doing our own forms of currency. We're not going to trust you anymore because you've proven to us that we can't trust you. Instead, we're going to trust ourselves. The other thing to talk about today is that Ripple is being sued, or they're about to be sued by the SEC for their sale of XPR. And if you don't know, XPR is a cryptocurrency that is currently toward the very top. Over 20 billion market cap, ranking it, I believe, third right now. That changes from time to time, but I believe it's third right now, which means it's one of the top ones. And the government is trying to put their slimy hands all over it like they do with so much stuff. Government, get the hell out of here. We do not want you messing with the cryptocurrency stuff. But they are. The CEO of Ripple is doing what he can to try to fight back against it. He says he's going to fight hard to try to stop what's happening here. And I agree with him for that. I don't think the government should be able to just sue left and right unless they actually have a legitimate reason for doing so. And maybe more stuff will come out. I don't necessarily want to trust these cryptocurrency companies either, because they can do bad stuff, and they can be just as bad as the governments at times. So to some degree, I think it's good that the government has some power over this, but this lawsuit, when I've been looking into it and actually reading over what it's going to constitute, it doesn't seem like they have much of a case here. So this is one where I think the government is overstepping its bounds, and there are some areas where we need someone to come in and stop bad things from happening. We don't want actual scams in place, but this is not one of them. And the reason why I'm so up to date on stuff like this is because I have two YouTube channels that both have over 100,000 subscribers. The first one is my name, Matt Wallace, and that one has 230,000. Then the other one is called FlexWeight, and it has 160,000. And those two channels, I cover a lot of trending topics, current events, and things like that. And so because of that, I'm very up to date on what's going on and what's happening in the world with current events. And I can come here and just talk to you directly and give you the rundown on what's going on. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.